Read it.
She loves.
There you
What
go.
did you
Put it in the
shrinking
chat.
sausage?
We're live.
Okay, hello, shrinking sausage.
Hi, everybody. Yes, it's your turn to host, if you remember how.
I kind of do. Welcome to the Pancake Sex Books Club. I am Ness. Why don't you ladies introduce yourself? We've got Amelia.
Hello, I'm Amelia.
We got Mel.
Hello.
And last but certainly not least, we have Isabel.
Yep, I'm here, drowning my sorrows.
There are a lot of sorrows to drown after reading this book.
Oh my god.
I would apologize for it, but I'm not sorry even a little bit. Like, not even a little bit. It's called The Eternal Highlander. And it was actually 2 books in one. I totally faked you guys out.
Wait, is it the Eternal Highlander or the Immortal Highlander? I keep getting it wrong.
It's The Eternal Highlander by Lynsay
They're vampires.
And Hannah Howell. So one is about a werewolf who needs to marry a mortal lady because werewolfing is bad. And one is about a vampire who needs to marry a mortal lady because vampires are bad.
But they both bite. I thought they were both vampires.
No, one was a werewolf.
The first one was the werewolf.
Oh, I totally just didn't even.
I did
skim the last 5 pages because I was like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." I'm out.
So why don't you guys tell me what you thought of the book? So I probably have a good idea. Amelia, why don't you go first?
Okay, but I'm going to contradict because after bitching for 3 months straight on Twitter to Ness about how shitty this book was that she picked, and the reason, we all know the reason it's shitty. You open it, and the first 3 pages are filled with Scottish dialect that is all spelled out, like Kenna.
You didn't like it, did you?
Nay. Yeah, and Ken. I didn't ken. And you're thinking, well, all books, they do this at the beginning and then it stops. No. The entire fucking book, both stories are like this the entire time. The first one was worse, which I think was part of why the second one I liked it better. Because the first one was all Scottish talking from all the characters, and it was awful.
You're welcome.
The plot line goes, heroine gets in a problem with some thieves, gets saved by mysterious shadowy figures, and winds up at some, I don't know, land. What is it? A keep? Some kind of keep? Castle-y thing. And then they tell her, well, bad news, you've been at this keep for 2 minutes, so now you have to marry the guy who runs it, because that's how Scotland works.
Because 1400s.
Yeah, so, you've been inside a man's house, so now you got to marry the dude.
In his room.
She's like, I don't really want to marry the dude. And then he spends the next week basically sexually harassing her, not going as far as raping her, but totally sexually harassing her constantly, shoving her up against walls and kissing her when she's like, no, I don't want that, no thank you. And then somehow the sexual assault magically turns to love, and they get married. And then, drama ensues. And so it doesn't matter what else happened in this book, I already hated it. Oh, well, since I'm stuck in your house and you've been sexually assaulting me for a week, I guess I'll marry you and love you. And I was like, fuck that.
Wait, that's not how love works?
Bad.
I gotta stop sexually harassing my husband? Damn it.
Yeah, that's not love, that's Stockholm Syndrome. So that was horrifying and terrible, and everything about it was terrible. So I think what happened was I went into the second one thinking that was the worst thing I've ever read. And so because the second one was not quite that horrifying, I actually kind of liked it.
I have a question, Amelia. Did you read the Anne Rice Sleeping Beauty ever?
I never have, which seems weird, but
because that for me is my ground of nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
And this was borderline.
I don't mind kinky sex. I don't mind all kind of shit, but oh, you sexually harass me into loving you? I don't know. I just can't. I cannot.
You can't even.
I cannot. Also, the writing quality was shit. It was so bad. And so, yeah, it's just bad. And so by the second book story, I was like, all right, this isn't horrible, so actually I kind of like it. I would give the second one 3 stars, to the first one's no stars and fuck you. So, but the second one is very cliche tropey, cute, bumbling, awkward girl marries vampire, actually is sold to a vampire, but again, 1400s, like this is kind of what you did. But she has this, like, awesome good nature about it all. She's like, this is better than being a nun, so I'm gonna, like, make the best of it. And she's, like, decorating his crypt.
And actually try to murder you.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about you. That was the best.
She, like, drags all her bedroom shit down to his crypt where he sleeps because she wants it to be nice for him and his vampire self. And that was the cutest thing ever, so I don't know. It wasn't as bad. That was my...
You would have had that sorted out, you know.
I know, like, not sleeping in a bare-ass crypt for years and years, and apparently he's, like, immortal, right? So he's, like, 80 or something. Yeah, I don't know. But I thought it was kind of adorable cute. That is my opinion. Move along.
All right, Mel, you have any thoughts?
The Scottish accents were so annoying. Like, and I was like, I did the, like, normally I do audiobooks, but this time I did the reading, and I was like, this book makes me hate reading print. It makes me hate books, you guys. Like,
yep.
I was like, I would rather reread all of the Twilight over and over again, or maybe try 50 Shades of Grey and feel like my money would be more well spent. So,
burn.
And I actually didn't finish, the two of them because I was trying to finish it at work on my overnight shifts because, like, when I'm done cleaning, I can kind of, like, watch Netflix or, like, read or whatever, and I literally kept falling asleep on the sofa and getting really passive-aggressive comments from my coworkers. So I was like, oh, God. So I chose to watch Orange is the New Black instead. But yeah,
Good choice.
Horrendous. Like,
that's part of why it took me so long to finish it, I think.
And I like it like I have good memories of, like, Highlander, and, like, this also just made me hate that genre just a little bit, and also, like, Outlander, which I'm enjoying a lot. I'm like, I don't even want to go there. So
I can't listen to this voice anymore.
Yes, it was horrendous. Oh my God.
Not even a little bit sorry. Isabel, you got any thoughts?
Let me tell you guys all the things I tried to do instead of reading the book. I was telling Nessus, behind me, thought, let's organize. Let's clean up the craft room area. Let's get shit put differently. I don't know. Let's not read the book. I decided I was going to learn to crochet again.
Excellent.
Did that instead of reading the book. I'm not joking either. Like, these are actually things I did instead of reading this fucking book. Like, pinata. Like, I don't know. At least the romance dance in Viva Pinata is less awkward than the romance in this book. Played Final Fantasy VII. Just anything and everything I could do to not read this book.
Sleeping.
Like, Dave was like,
I suggest sleeping.
Dave was like, what are you gonna do? And then I'm like, oh, I really gotta finish this book. Yeah, let's go. I'll go run errands.
I'm telling you.
Like,
I read this book today. Like,
I mean, I'm with you, Amelia. I'm at, let's see, let me get this thing turned on. 89%. It says I have 12 minutes. At one point, I was laying in bed reading the book, and it suddenly said I had 24 hours until I finished it. I just left it open. I wasn't even fucking reading it anymore, and I was like, oh shit. This is a stupid timer. And I was like, I really hope it doesn't take me 24 hours to finish this thing.
oh
And I'm with Amelia in some ways. Like, the second book isn't as terrible, but it's still terrible.
I'm
like,
looking this up at, like, on Goodreads right now.
It has a good score on
it's good. It's well rated. That's the scary part.
It's got a 4 out of 5.
It's because they forgot about the first half and only read the second half. And now I wouldn't give it a 4 out of 5. The woman and
like,
the sausages.
The
but
second half, like,
Get to the sausage.
the second half, like, I was like, okay, this isn't terrible. I've read worse. Like, you know. And then we got to the sausages, and I was like, nope, done. Fucking done. Done with this book.
The first review, it's, like, intriguing and sizzling.
Did we read the same book? I don't think we read the same book as
I've had this happen to me a couple times on Goodreads where I'm like, I did not read the same book as you.
No, because that was the worst book I've ever finished.
Anyways, I think we should, Ness, if you have thoughts, you can add them, but I think we should go straight into these.
We can go straight in, because the
fucking
questions
amazing
that I
questions.
added kind of sum up my thoughts.
Let's do
A
it.
little bit. What is up with that half-assed dialect? It's like the authors went through and were like, we're going to pick 8 words. We're going to pick 8.
And we're going to control find,
and
control F, and replace. Just through the one
Yeah,
right?
No, for real. It was definitely fine replace.
It was like South
It had to
Jersey
be.
most of the
How
time.
could you
and
write
then
like that?
Right? Like, Scott, they wouldn't talk like that.
No.
A. And B, like, you don't go from South Jersey and then randomly you're like, hey.
I can't even say how they say no, what you're talking about.
My favorite was Manly became Maudley.
Maudley.
I don't understand how that's a thing.
Oh, yeah. I was like, are they Jamaican?
I'm reading a review right now where someone was like, the Scottish bird. The first word is the most awkward thing I've read in a long time. What is this, Jamaica?
Yeah, I was like, I thought we were in Scotland, not Jamaica.
No, and
Like, I had this straight up moment where I was like, what book am I reading?
the second one was worse because the heroine, Eva, is English. So then they had to separate the differences between an English dialect, like from England, and
Yeah, but
Scottish.
she just sounded like American circa now, so that didn't bother. Except for when she said God's toes, which was the only time I noticed that they were using any kind of alternate, like, oh, it's the 1400s. God's toes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right, sure.
No. See, I thought it was better because there was just significantly less Scottish bullshit.
It was too much control, find, replace.
Yeah.
Not your friend authors. Stop.
For reals, don't. Never do that thing.
Stop it. Don't do that again. All right.
I'm having more fun reading these.
If you find any choice ones, definitely read them aloud.
Oh, yeah.
So did any of these characters seem realistic to you? I didn't think any of them did. I wanted to drop kick all of them into space.
No.
Not really, no.
No, but if someone like Eva wants to move into my house and, like, clean up all my shit and make me happy all the time, I'm all down.
So basically you're looking for Cinderella.
Yeah, I would like Cinderella, but always good-natured, never complaining, and never pissy, and never cranky, and just really genuinely wanting to please me at all times. I'm so here for that. That is not what my spouse is like at all.
No.
Yeah, I know.
A little bit.
Go figure.
But maybe if your relationship was only a week long, it would be.
Or I saved him from abject poverty by purchasing him. You know, like everything else is a gift at that point. Like,
and then you just hold it over their head, and it doesn't matter, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
When it stops working, you're just like, oh, but I bought you, and you must do what I want.
And you're like, oh.
I own you now. So clean up my crypt. That's my favorite part. She's like dragging carpets and chairs into the crypt. Because, you know, home sweet crypt or whatever. Like, and she hurt herself
home room.
10 times, of course, doing it.
Stone walls everywhere, and
a stone floor, like, cause
it's basically a cave.
Right? It was a cave built into the keep.
And he just slept there all time for 80 years without ever thinking maybe, like, a blanket would be nice. Okay, that makes sense.
Totally.
I feel like he had a blanket, but I don't feel like he just didn't have rugs or chairs
or candles.
He had a fireplace
and a bed, and that's it.
Yeah.
He didn't even probably use the fireplace. He was like, whatever.
Yeah.
The vampire. What does he need heat for? God.
Well, and that was inconsistent too because at first he didn't like the light, and then she like put a fire and he was all happy in there. So I'm like, make up your mind, vampire. Do you like the light or not like the light? Which is it?
He's making sacrifices for his wife.
Light-based sacrifices. Oh my god. So ridiculous.
I know, it's amazing. So, okay, both of these women fall into relationships with a half werewolf and a half vampire, and after a week fall in love with them. Stockholm Syndrome, right? Like, a little bit?
Yeah. I very quickly was like, I think we're talking some major Stockholm Syndrome when I saw this question up there.
With the second one, it wasn't as bad for me because I could believe that she was happy to be saved from abject poverty.
But he
put into
bought
her
her
home.
But her brother seemed like the biggest dick in the world. Yeah. I would be happy to be out of that situation.
Yeah, like, that I bought. Like, to be genuinely happy, even if, you know, she has to marry this dude, because that's how you did it in the day, so that's believable. And everybody was really nice to her, and she was rich. Like, I believe that. The first one, totally Stockholm Syndrome. Totally. I was like, bullshit. Bullshit.
Also, like, they're fucking blind to all the signs that some shit is not right.
Well, the first chick, it turns out, she already knew, and she was fine with it. Because she also had problems. Right? Like.
Yeah. But they were still kind of, like, oblivious to what was going on around them, I felt like, with these people. I don't know.
Yeah, even worse than Bridget. Vampire Lady worse than Werewolf Lady. Like,
yeah, I love how she's like.
Yeah. They never fucking come out during the day, and they've got fur over their windows, and they don't ever really eat anything, ? But they all look really young, but I'm sure they're normal. There's nothing
They
wrong
must be
with
each
them.
other's step-parents somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have step-parents? Like, I was like, anachronism much? Did they
I know, like, what the fuck are you talking about also? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, her logic didn't even make sense. Like, how could the younger one be the stepmother of the older one, and how come they look identical? No, she was kind of dumb.
She was a lot dumb.
Kind of dumb. And then she's like, they're not vampires. Oh, they're totally vampires. Shit.
So, the dumbest is the boiled sausage, though.
No, like the boiled sausage. The fact that she kept repeating that over and over again during the sex scene, like, it's supposed to be sexy and, like, hot. And anytime she refers
Mel's like, what the fuck can I not read right now?
And the lady parts are a warm, wet glove.
No.
False.
Oh, my God.
When 4-year-old virgin bags of sand. Like, clearly these authors have never been with a woman before, because no.
No. Also, when they're done, she calls it a shrinking sausage, and I probably laughed for 10 minutes. She looked at his shrinking sausage. I was like, oh, no, she did it.
Where the fuck is your editor? Seriously, why is that still in there?
That's like the theme of, like, I feel like so many books that we've read lately is like, where the fuck is your editor?
Where the fuck is your editor?
Why didn't someone else tell you this is a bad idea? Like, ugh.
Like, I loved the fact that Eva, or whatever, was, like, cornered and had to tell him what her friend, like, I forgot her name, told her about sex. That entire scene had me dying. I just started giggling.
I thought it was cute. I mean, she is.
No,
I thought it was
like
horrible.
It was funny that like he made her tell him, but like her like breaking it down, I was cracking up.
Yeah.
It's like when kids tell you where babies come from, and it's just always like hilarious shit, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why do you think babies come from butts? I don't know.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a Lolita thing going on.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable with the vampire story, for sure.
Yeah, she was, I mean, she wasn't chronologically young, but she was emotionally very young.
Yeah.
Very immature.
I know people like that.
Yeah. Genuinely eager to please. Genuinely eager to please.
Even
I was halfway through that book and I was like, oh, that's why I like her. She's just so enthusiastic.
Oh, okay, so back to Bridget and her weirdness. What the fuck is up with cat ladies? Why are cat women in all of the books we read? First Wallbanger with the cat lady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, I forgot about her. Purina.
Yeah, right? And then now Bridget literally is a cat lady. She's part cat.
I feel like people with the name Bridget just get a bad rap all the time.
Poor Bridget.
I feel like they just like to compare women to cats in romance novels, and I don't know why.
Cats are sexy.
I think they're assuming we're all like crazy cat ladies.
Oh, you're probably right. That's really offensive.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like, I don't feel that way.
Sense. Yeah.
Well, and it was like, right, kitschy, like dog versus cat, right?
Right.
It was so dumb.
Right.
And I thought it was going to be, okay, two things about that. Have you guys ever heard, have you ever heard of nodding?
Mm-hmm.
Right? from like really bad fan fiction. If you haven't,
I have read
I'm
that.
not gonna explain it.
But okay,
on.
turn safe search on and then Google it.
Nodding with a K.
Yeah.
Not.
Turn the images off.
For the love of God. So when he kept talking about the special mating, like the special mating that they had to do.
I thought it was gonna be that too.
The whole time I was like, if Ness put me into this situation, I'm gonna murder her face. Like, no.
I would have. I'm not gonna lie. I would have put it in. I would have.
Yeah, you would have.
Yeah, and then I would have kept it in because nodding.
This is totally happening, and I know exactly where this is. Like, I was sure that that's where that was going. Like,
I'm sorry. But the Jezebel description on this.
Read it for us.
Please read it.
I don't know if I can.
Okay, I find it.
Okay. Yeah. Calm down.
I'm ready for this. Please read it.
Can you get it out? Or are you stuck?
That's what she said.
Oh no. Do you want me to read this? I found it.
Please do. I can't.
Okay. Again, this is quoting from the Jezebel article called Nodding is the weird fanfic sex trend that cannot be unseen. From July 18th, 2014, published at 1 p.m. Cite your sources.
Sourcing.
Cite your sources. All right.
Your nodding sources. All right.
The term nodding is a reference to the reproductive organs of canid animals. If you're not familiar with these reproductive organs, it's really pretty simple. The wolf penis has what's called a bulbus glandus, commonly known as a knot, that swells when the wolf is aroused and allows the animal to lock their
you're
penis
missing the part I read that cracked me up.
An orifice immediately after penetration. Where is it? Is it up higher or lower?
Top.
I'm going to start this real slow and lay out the facts.
Yeah.
Nodding is a popular trend in fan fiction. It involves men having sex with men like wolves. And it often leads to male pregnancy, which leads to male delivery. And the people giving birth to feces-covered babies are often members of One Direction.
I have not read that fan fiction.
Into my fucking tailspin.
I want to make that very clear. Have not read that fan fiction.
So there's an excerpt from a Sherlock fic.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to read it because it's amazing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm glad I'm not famous.
I know.
Amelia, I'm writing some fanfic about you.
Like,
I'm gonna write.
It has nodding. I'm going to expunge it from the internet somehow. I don't think that's a thing you can do, but I'm gonna try. Yeah. So that's all I could think of when they kept talking about the special magic mating he had to do. That's all I could think of.
I was really kind of hoping for it, I'm not gonna lie, because it would have been so horrifying.
No. It turned out to be stupid. It turned out he just drank a little of her blood.
Yeah.
Dumb.
And then he had to wear his mark on her neck area for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
So basically, it was Garrus fanfiction.
Apparently, this came because of Supernatural fanfiction.
Everything is because of Supernatural.
I'm sorry, Supernatural ruins everything.
Yeah. Between Supernatural and Sherlock, everything is ruined. Literally everything in the world.
Yeah, go back to that Jezebel article, guys, and read the Sherlock excerpt. It's pretty amazing.
Can you link it in the group chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna link it, you guys.
Oh God.
I'm not sorry even a little bit. Okay, there you go.
So basically, nodding is excusing rape.
Yeah.
Is what I'm gathering. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
okay.
Now that we've joked about it a lot, it's pretty ugly.
Okay. Like, as I've continued reading, I'm like, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fucking gross. But, I mean, that whole story was like that, so I was already ready for it. Like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's something that team...
And now everybody's down the rabbit hole. That is
okay. We need to keep going, though.
Okay, guys.
Pull it out.
Nice.
You can't pull
Evidently
out.
not.
I feel really embarrassed for everyone involved in this fan fiction, like the actors, the fictional characters, whoever wrote this, whoever reads this.
Yeah.
The
Amazing.
world.
Amazing. Okay, so I think I'm alone in this, but who was worse, Bridget or Eva?
Bridget.
For me, Bridget was worse.
Oh,
I think
Eva.
See, I felt like Bridget just, I don't know what it was about her. She just bugged me more.
She was a little zazzy. She had a little spunk. She wasn't a little doormat.
Eva had spunk. She hit a guy with a burning log. That was pretty rad.
Yeah, the burning
was
log
impressed.
was pretty good.
You're not wrong that she's dumb as hell, but I really liked how she was like, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. I'll stab you in the eye with this thing. Like, I was down. I like that in a girl.
Yeah, except I feel like how that story would have really gone was she dies, other vampire dies, and then Dad dies. Everybody dies.
Yeah. Or she could have died and then he could have turned her into a vampire. That seemed likely as well.
Which is what's going to happen after they have bairns. Or whatever.
After the bairns with the laird.
You know what? Okay, I don't know. How much Highlander stuff have y'all ever read? Like, because I've read it and, like, they'll say barons and they'll say laird, and that's, like, it. And that's okay, because that's it. You know what I mean? But this was, I mean, I don't know. I was like, is this normal? Like, have I not read enough Highlander stuff? Because I don't read it that often.
Now you never want to ever again.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to read the next Outlander book.
I know. Like,
it ruined us for all Scottish.
My
the only
bad.
experience I have with Highlander is the movie Highlander, where Sean Connery pretends to be Spanish and not know what haggis is, even though clearly speaking in a Scottish accent the entire time. So that's the extent of my Highlander knowledge. And something beheading.
The One Direction fanfic in here is even worse than the Sherlock.
Poor One Direction.
Maybe that's why Zayn left. Why do I know that? Why do I know that?
We know the truth.
That's why I know.
Sure.
We know the truth of why Zayn left now.
Nodding. He's like, fuck
If
this,
you
I'm
want to
out.
pop out another feces-covered baby.
I completely feel him. I would not want that either.
I'm not sorry, you guys. I'm not.
Okay.
you should be.
I'm not. Not even a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna skip to the last question because it kind of goes along with the nodding. Penis won't fit trope and other reasons we need sex ed.
Yes.
These books.
Go watch John Oliver's thingy that Kid Talk linked in their podcast today.
Yeah, definitely go watch that. It's awesome. It's like the best thing on sex ed ever. But I put that because I tweeted something catty about tropes in romance, including, oh, his dick was so big I was afraid it wouldn't fit in me, which I think is kind of dumb. But then 2 people tweeted me back and said, oh yeah, that totally happened to me. I saw a dick like that, or I had sex with a dick like that. And I was like, what?
Baby, just come out of there.
I know.
Like, there's not a dick this big.
Both of their stories, like, were
I don't know
like...
if I want to discuss this on air or not.
You don't have to say details, and you weren't the one that tweeted me. But like both of their stories were like I was an older teenager, or like in my early 20s, and I didn't have a lot of knowledge or experience, and my partner didn't have a lot of knowledge or experience, and it turned out really poorly for them. Like their stories were kind of horrifying at the end.
Ask me when we're done, and I'll talk to you all about it.
Yeah, so this is what I learned today, was that me being catty is not necessarily necessary, because there are women who actually have this experience even now. Like in the 1400s, it's believable that they didn't understand what sex was and that they didn't know how it was going to go. Except to me, I was thinking, like, they watch babies being born a lot closer up than we do now. Like,
yeah,
you think they would correlate, it comes out, so probably could put it in, and that would be fine.
Well,
you know?
The dudes were both supposed to have been sexually experienced. You'd think they would know if they're on the larger side. They need to get a lady ready before they can just shove it in there.
I know that, though, from what I read.
There wasn't, like, icky tearing or anything gross.
Oh.
But in the people's experiences that I talked to on the internet today, there was all this, like, not enough readiness business. And I 100% blame no sex ed in schools for this. Like, dicks can fit. Right? Like, yeah, there can be issues that, you know, might be uncomfortable, but you can make this shit work. There are ways to make it work no matter what size the dick is.
It reminds me, did you guys see the new Magic Mike movie?
Yes.
Not yet. I need to.
It was amazing.
I know.
Oh, all I can think about in this whole conversation is Big Dick Richie.
How he found his life mate.
Yeah, because his dick fit.
He couldn't find anyone to have sex with him because he was so hugely endowed. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's so.
But that's, I mean, in that, at first I was just like, what? That never happened to me. But that didn't happen to me because I had decent sexual education from not school. Well, partly from school because I went to a Montessori school full of hippies, you know, and partly from my parents, like being honest and telling me how things go. So I wasn't like super shocked when situations occurred that, you know, and learned how to deal with them. So I think it's really sad to know that this is a real thing.
No, it's true.
They said no dick is too big for you, honey. No, that's not how it went.
No, it's cool.
They said you can conquer the world.
But like, I've never in my life been afraid of a dick. Like, and I've seen, you know, varied sizes, and I've had some situations where I was like, ooh, we need to change that up a little because that's not working, you know. But never like that can't happen ever. So I don't know. But now I know not to be catty and to be sad instead for people who had that experience. And I hope that they found, at least one of them said she had a happy ending to her story. She found a better, more suitable lifestyle later, like better partner, better situation all around kind of thing, you know. Everybody knew what they were doing now kind of thing.
Yay.
But anyway, that was I learned a thing today.
Yeah.
About big dicks.
Guys,
It was
lube is your friend. It's just
Yeah.
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 And going slow in the right angle and sometimes a little pillow.
Yeah.
You know? You can make it work.
Val is like over here like the embarrassed child.
If you have questions, you can just email me after.
No, just tweet us. Just tweet us.
Yeah,
Guys.
just tweet us. We'll help you.
Tweet
Don't
us.
worry.
I have ideas.
Don't
I've
tweet
been
us
in these
like
situations.
mid-act. That's kind of awkward.
No, you can tweet me mid-act. I'm so here for this.
Definitely do that. Yeah, please do.
Definitely tweet me mid-act. Like,
Boy.
help! Cervix banging! Help!
Yeah. Do not read fanfic looking for actual sex advice. It is a bad idea.
Yeah.
No.
And avoid
never.
the One Direction fanfic.
Just all
Although,
together.
Maybe we'll read One Direction fanfic for my pick. Maybe I'll torture you.
If you're into nodding, I can point you to some Thane/Garrus fanfic that
We should literally just turn our book club into reading fan fiction.
Fanfic.
I'm in.
I have to tell you guys, I've only ever read one fan fiction in my life.
There is a Bitch Team Alpha podcast that is just that.
I listened to it. You were very good on there.
Thanks. I'm gonna be on another one. What up?
Awesome.
Anyway.
Yeah, I've only ever read one, and it was Harry Draco. That was my one fanfic experience.
I read a lot of Sailor Moon fanfiction, so got that covered.
Nice.
I'm not even going to talk about the first fan fiction that I ever read.
Oh, come on now.
We're not going there.
I ever wrote. This is embarrassing.
Nice.
Backstreet Boys fanfic.
Nice.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
I'm gonna
Like
go.
One Direction of the 90s.
That's right.
I had a lot of mental fanfic going on when I was a kid with like various books that I read, but nothing. That there was no internet when I was a kid because I'm 100.
You're old. Yeah, we know.
So
We know you're old.
100 years old.
So
that
close
was
to
not
40.
part of my upbringing.
So old.
Shut up! What is wrong with you? Look, haven't you insulted me enough, boiled sausage?
All right, love.
No.
I think this is gonna be my new insult. Call people boiled sausage. They'll be like, what?
Freaking sausage.
Boiled blood sausage?
Oh no.
Oh no, not a full blood sausage. It's terrible.
No. Although I do want to try oatmeal with whiskey in it now,
Yeah, that.
which was in the book. I was like, that sounds good. I'd eat that.
That was the one good thing about the book.
Right? There was like one explanation of food that was like, yeah, I'm in. Lots of oats.
Anywho.
All right.
So, y'all, is Bridget fertile? I wasn't
No, I didn't
else
think she
were not.
was.
sure about that.
Not positive.
I don't know. We need to go back and
I don't
read the word fertile 100,000 times.
I don't think they referenced it enough.
No.
It does fit
Definitely.
nicely with the women as baby factories. Both of these women's worth was completely tied up in the fact that they could have babies, bairns for their lards.
Well, I mean, and that was also kind of part of that time period.
Yeah, but we're not in that time period.
I know.
Yeah, it is fantasy. We could have the fantasy that wasn't awful, too, if we wanted.
Go look at the Harlequin ones that are like My Boss's Baby and like I don't know all these other crazy ones they have. Have you ever seen those?
No.
Oh.
A lot of people have a pregnancy kink or something.
I think so because there's a lot of pregnancy related books I've seen.
Someone told me, I don't know if it was anyone on here, but they tweeted me about an Otome game that's like going to like it goes down that road.
I mean, it was Tara.
Oh, was it Tara? Yeah, you're right. It was Tara. She did not do that.
Like the whole point is that you're breeding stock for people.
Yeah.
That's how it's
playing. It's just like the whole thing, like the.
Guys, I just got over 2,000 books on Goodreads with the word "pregnant" in the title.
Oh my god.
Clearly, none of these people have actually been pregnant. Like, least hot experience.
The Greek tycoon.
Met a pregnant person. Like, I have not been pregnant, but I have known women who were pregnant, and none of them were like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, boy, I want to do this again.
My sister-in-law, I visited her today. She's like 39 weeks pregnant, so she's like ready to pop on Saturday, and like everything she's telling me, I'm like, that just sounds horrible.
Yeah, no, that's the time to talk to a pregnant woman if you don't ever want to get pregnant. Like 39 weeks. That's like hell. I'm pretty sure the last 3 weeks are there so that you're not afraid of childbirth. Because you're like, get it out. Ugh.
I don't know. I talked to enough of my friends that had like terrible birthing experiences that I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, it just all sounds unpleasant.
No, and then the child just sticks around for like 18 years and drains your finances and time and sleep. So, do not recommend.
No.
Do not recommend. I like my children, but do not recommend.
I like my children.
I do. I like my children.
I love my children.
I like them. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
They're all right.
They're good kids. But, oh no, the whole process is awful, and I do not recommend it unless you really want to do it. And it's not hot. Not sexy at all. From beginning to end, it's just disgusting.
You're just peeing yourself a lot.
And life ruining. And it hurts all the time. And this one's like, oh, she had a baby. She had 4 babies in 4 years. I was like, fuck everything. Like, get away from me.
Yeah, I always wonder when I see these people who are like, I'm on number 10. Like, what?
Jesus.
More power to them. Not my game.
Nope.
Would not want. But yeah, no, breeding stock, not hot.
No, it was not good.
So hopefully our next book is good. Like, when was the last time we read a good book, you guys?
I'm going back to Kelly's pick when we had Kelly.
A romance one.
That's what I mean. Patrick's book was good, but that wasn't romance.
Patrick's book was cute. Like, I liked 14, okay? I liked...
Attachments was decent.
Attachments was cute, for sure. It wasn't, like...
Switch us. What did I do?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Alright. More tropes. Beautiful woman doesn't know she's beautiful because then she has a husband with eyes and it can tell her that what makes her beautiful is that she doesn't know that she's beautiful.
Speaking of One Direction fanfic. Nope. Don't like...
Like, did they just go through a list of tropes in romance and other genres, and we're just like, yeah, we're going to do all of them. We're just going to hit every single one in one book. Go.
Clumsy woman, brooding dude with mystery.
Seriously, just play every Otome game ever.
Yeah. Or just one of them.
They all
Vampires, werewolves. Mystery lady turns out to be more valuable than you originally thought.
Baby. No nodding, though. Disappointing.
Fell in love post-fucking from the magical... Oh, yeah, and sex is super good the first time you have it.
Right, no.
A, as a virgin, and B, with a new partner. Like, he knows exactly how to...
With no dialogue beforehand, too, though.
Nope, nothing.
It just went from, like... With the Eva story, like, I'm mad, I don't want to do it right now. She explicitly says, at least in her head, that she doesn't want to do it right then. And what do they do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, these books are super rapey.
Yeah.
Super rapey. Also, made you have an orgasm just from P&V, which I know some people can do, but most people can't.
Before, haven't we, on this?
It bothers me so much. I just want one romance novel to be like, no, man, a little to the left. Like, ugh. Like that is not how you do that. Like, slow down, speed up. Like,
I mean, Waldanger had that a little bit.
It did. It was closer.
Yeah,
and
it was a little more realistic-ish.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciated that. Because you just don't see it.
This book was like, it was just Trope City.
Yeah.
Like that, both books, just every trope I felt was just thrown in a pile, and they were like, let's split them up. Come on. Let's divide them between the two of us and see how crazy we can get.
Also, it's just like the same plot line for every supernatural being, the entire, in all of Scotland. One dude had sex with some shapeshifter chick, and then the whole family is cursed. And then this other dude had sex with a vampire chick, and now that whole family's cursed. Well, shit. Like, does this happen a lot in Scotland?
Right. And the solution to both of them is marry mortal women and have babies.
Breed it out. They literally said that phrase.
Yeah.
You need to breed it out of the bloodline. Like their breeding stock.
Well, I mean, they are, apparently.
Man, is there such thing as supernatural, fiction with a romance aspect that are good? Like, that's how I feel right now.
Maybe we should put it
happens.
When?
I've had some good ones.
When does it happen?
I think the Fever series, when I read it, was decent. Although, like, at first you hate the main character, and then she gets better.
I don't disagree with that. The first half of the first Fever book was like, what the fuck am I reading? And then all of a sudden it got good.
Like, super into it.
But the supernatural element is really supernatural and really weird. And I did not expect that to happen. The books take a total left turn, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Did you read the newest one?
I haven't read anything. I read the first 5. I didn't read any of the ones with the other girl at all. So
I didn't either, but they just came out with a new one with Mac, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
They were really surprisingly entertaining.
Yes, I devoured them.
They were really weird, and I really liked that. I was like, this is awesome. Now he's a supernatural alien creature from another world. This is kind of cool. Like,
spoilers, Amelia.
Sorry.
That is though like a series I recommend if you want good supernatural paranormal is the Fever series. You just like let that first book like get through that, and then you will be like, holy shit.
Through it. You have to power through about the first half of the first book because she's about as awful as it gets, and then she's awesome.
But like you see a character actually grow, and oh my god, how do I make this thing change when we talk again? What did I do?
You're terrible.
I know.
Speaking of terrible, the editing in this book was terrible, and maybe that bothers me. But like the one by Hannah, whatever her name is, Hannah Howel, was so. Could give the woman a fucking semicolon? Because seriously, you can't just string sentences together with commas. You can't.
You'd be surprised what people
can't do it.
Right.
I love your crown, Isabel.
What people
I'm hitting buttons because I'm like, I can't get this to do anything I want.
No, you're a cat.
Oh, you're a cat woman.
You're Bridget.
Now start purring and hissing.
How many things can I put on?
Before you crash the whole hangout.
Oh no! Oh no! You're a creepy clown.
Oh no, I don't like that one. I don't like it.
There we go. I don't know.
Yeah, no, these were not well edited, and even like nobody should call a dick a sausage, and somebody should have said that to her, like, hey, you should know that this is terrible.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
You should not do this. I wonder if there's something that's going on with novellas, because the ones we read at Christmas that were so fucking bad, I have liked books by both those authors. One more than the other, but so I'm like, maybe once they get to the I can sell a novella stage, they just stop getting edited altogether, and they're like, whatever.
I almost wonder.
Because novella, like, I feel the same way about serials and novellas. Like, just like, no, don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot harder to do that well, I think, than do a novel well.
It really is hard to do that well. You know what's good supernatural romance? Stardust by Neil Gaiman. That's a beautiful, beautiful romance story that is super supernatural. Highly recommend.
Never read it.
It's really sweet. And you can get it as a movie, too, and the movie's also really good. Also, Neverwhere, another sweet romance story. You didn't like Neverwhere?
No, I haven't read it, but that is on my to-read list, actually.
Really good. Really good.
I've literally just aborted the fantasy realm right now. I'm reading sci-fi right now. I'm like, what's this genre?
Me too.
See, that was the other one I would have picked for next month. Is I'm reading those Expanse. I just started.
They're so good.
Oh, those are really good.
I'm on book 2 now. So
I
good.
need to start book 2.
Yeah, I just started book 2 myself, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I think I read an audio.
Katie from Bitch Team Alpha recommended those.
Matt from Nerd Appropriate has been recommending those.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Nerd Appropriate always sings their praises.
I finally remembered what the series was, and
Oh, it's so good. The first one is so crazy.
so good.
Yeah, I really liked it. And it was unique, you know?
Yeah, I normally don't like vampire horror vomiting things, but it was good.
In this case, thumbs up.
In this case, 2 thumbs up. All right, and the last question is my favorite question, so thank you, whoever put this question in. Ness, you're kind of evil tricking us into 2 books. I am kind of evil.
You're welcome.
And this is my revenge for all of the terrible books you guys have made me read.
We've never done it on purpose.
Yeah, but we still deserved it.
Yeah.
There was pancakes. Now we have pancakes and sausage, guys. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, so we could do brunch.
Yeah.
Pancakes and sausage.
We need to get some other food themes in with the next
I feel like
one.
we need to like
whiskey.
we need to work it out so that our book club falls on like a weekend, so we can do brunch and mimosas instead of like the evening. Mimosa sounds good.
That
Totally.
sounds fun. We can all
And we
just,
can all eat pancakes while we talk about it.
Yeah.
That's been
good.
bacon.
I like this.
But I'll tell you, I will not eat a whole pancake at one time. That will not
Are you sure?
No, but you've got to roll
We
it
can
in some
all
bacon.
try and shove a whole pancake in our mouth.
I think we should. I think we should, just to show how truly terrible an idea that is.
And
And
everyone's
not
like,
sexy.
No.
Not sexy.
No.
Nor is shrinking sausage sexy in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. Boiled is
Go
not
tell your husband you
Drink sex.
are watching his sausage shrink and see how
Oh,
he
no.
reacts. Or your
Right.
spouse.
Your partner. Go tell your partner that he has a boiled sausage and see
Yes.
how that goes over.
I would like to see your boiled sausage.
I'm gonna run out of this room and tell that to Dave, you know.
I think you should do
It's
that
gonna
right
be like-
now, and we'll wait, and you should come back and tell us his reaction.
Hold on.
Oh, I love it when Izzy drinks. I missed you guys. This is fun.
I missed you guys too.
Too long between times.
I'm
I know,
sorry,
we're all
I'm so
busy.
grouchy and tired because I'm on nights right
I
now.
know. You're like
No,
me
dude.
normally. It's like we switched. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
I'm the
total
grouchy
balls.
one this week.
He will. Obviously, he's just kind of like, well, whatever, babe. Go back to your book
Did you
club.
think it was sexy? That's the real
I
question.
said that's a new name for a wiener, and he goes,
Oh no.
"Oh, he's kind of the best because he puts up with me asking him random shit like this all the time."
Wait,
And he's
no,
just
wait.
Like,
Go ahead. Pigs
What?
in a blanket, though, right? Like you take a pancake and you wrap it around a sausage,
A boiled sausage.
a boiled sausage. We've now created sex breakfast food.
But you have to eat it wearing warm, wet gloves.
Okay.
are you sure we're not just making a weird dildo right now?
It would be like
It's a breakfast
firm yet
dildo.
yielding. So that works for romance novels, right?
Except, I don't. That's a yeast infection waiting to happen.
Uh-huh.
Really, all of this. Every single thing we've ever discussed on this show.
Would result in
Beneath.
like
Wasn't there candy at Christmas or something like?
Yep.
No, I think I wanted there to be, but there wasn't, if I recall correctly.
There were
No,
no-
there was
no
some
candy
yeast
cane.
infections.
Yeah, but there was no candy cane naughtiness.
Yes, yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted candy cane dildo because why not?
Why the fuck not?
Why
I'm
not?
sure it exists. All right, Ness, wrap us up.
For the love of God.
Guys, I could talk about this all day, but I won't make it.
no more revenge pics.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry about this book at all. It was The Eternal Highlander by Lynsay Sands and Hannah Howell. And seriously, you two, what the fuck were you thinking?
I feel bad normally, but I don't feel that bad about this one.
Nope. But you have to remember Lynsay Sands is the one that named a character Seaman in another one of her books. So I think she's cool. She's like, whatever.
She's like, I'll do what I want.
And she's embracing the weird romance things. And Amelia, tell us what your pick is for next month.
Okay,
a little
so
about it if you can.
Hopefully a departure from all this business.
It's not going to be.
I hope so. I picked a book called Libriomancer by Jim Hines. It's a book it's older, and I've been wanting to read it for a while. Let's see, when did it come out? 2012. And it looks like sort of a lighthearted fantasy, urban fantasy type romp, but it's not romance as far as I know, or paranormal romance. It's just urban fantasy with, like, I don't know, I think it says something about orcs on motorcycles.
I'm in.
No, dryads on motorcycles.
Oh.
So, and it's like magic and Johann Gutenberg. So that sounds cool, right? Like magic librarians. So I'm hoping it's going to be light and fun and silly and not awful, but no promises.
I mean, you could have picked this Geekomancy book that I'm seeing recommended.
I could have.
Clerks meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, you're after Amelia's pick, so you can...
Yeah, you can put that on your list for next time. So I'm hoping it'll be good. We will see. One of my friends on Goodreads gave it 5 stars, so.
But people gave 5 stars to this book that we just read.
True, you can't really...
There's 4 of these, and one's coming out in 2016. Hopefully it's not shitty.
Cross your fingers! I hope it's fun and unique and silly and clever and fun to read and not a pile of steaming sausage.
Like this. And Anna, I'm sorry that boiled sausage made you want to read this book. I am sorry.
That's her own fault, really.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You should read it just to bask in our misery a little bit.
True. Everyone should go read these.
I'll lend it to you on Kindle. So just hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll lend it to anybody who wants it as well.
I think the most painful thing, too, was, hearing already and knowing how bad it was going to be, and then you guys saying how bad it was, and I'm like, and I still have to spend $4 to buy this. I'm like, that is almost a latte. I can have a latte.
Made me waste a latte, Lynsay Sands.
All right, I'm going to end this. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Sorry.